What's up, everybody? This is Colin from Holistic Heritage Homestead. I hope you're all well. I have noticed a lot of pollinator activity today. Bees are all over the place, and I saw a butterfly as well. Now, my sons and I are going to be planting lots of flowers in this area. Wildflowers, different types of flowers, and I'm very excited. Now, I have two choices. I could come in and I could plant around this vegetation, or I could mow it all down, or even worse, till it, okay? I'm not gonna do that. Most of the times, besides if you're looking for a nice, neat landscaping look on your business, around your business or around your home, then maybe it makes sense to have it look a certain way. For me, I think all these flowers across this area of our property are absolutely beautiful. What do you think, folks? If I mow this down, if I till this, I'm taking away food from pollinators. This is early spring, okay? There's not a lot of food for them around, okay? I mean, the flowers are blooming, but I want as much food as possible for the pollinators. Now, for the reasons of food production, well, yeah, I want lots of pollinators because they're going to help our food production. They're going to help our food-producing plants be pollinated and produce, hopefully, abundantly. Besides that, pollinators serve many purposes in a healthy ecosystem, folks. So before you till, before you, do anything like that, please consider just working with nature. Now, this ground has been dug up because we planted these lights. Please check out our previous video showing these lights, reviewing these lights. They're awesome. So we had to do some digging, okay? And what happened is nature does what nature does. Soil gets covered. Plants pop up. And one of the first types of plants are what people might call weeds, okay? Weeds, by definition, is essentially just any unwanted plant or plants, okay? Any unwanted plants are weeds. Now, many weeds are medicinal. They are nutritious, okay? They're absolutely beautiful, many weeds. So it's really beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and I am just very, very happy with all these beautiful flowers, different types of, I think those are a type of violet, and we have these other flowers here. I'm very happy with them. I think they look great, and they're healing our soil. Folks, we've done so much damage over decades and decades of commercial agriculture is arguably the worst, okay? Or most commercial agricultural practices are the worst. Not only do they till all the time and destroy topsoil, which gets blown away in the wind, okay? They also spray horrible toxic chemicals, which is just absolutely disgusting and ridiculous. And you don't have to be some hippie to accept the science, okay? If you don't want to eat them, if you don't want to touch them, well, you should not be putting them on your property, and you should not be putting them on your food. It's really common sense. So these plants grow, okay? You'll notice different plants. They show different things. Certain plants grow in nitrogen-rich soils or just nutrient-dense soils. Some sprawl out and help cover the soil because the soil needs protection from the sun, okay? These plants are doing a lot of really great things here. They're mining nutrients out of the earth and bringing them to the soil surface, okay? Obviously, like I discussed, they're helping pollinators, these flower-producing ones. They're producing organic matter, which we could use for chop and drop in the future, okay? They look beautiful, all right? And their roots, different types of roots, like dandelions, for example, they're really great at tilling naturally. Okay, you see all this organic residue or this organic matter above the surface. There's also the roots below the surface. And when these plants die, okay, whether through seasonal change or they get mowed or whatever, okay, those roots in the ground are going to slowly decay and produce lots of food for soil microbiology and also your future plants that will be here, all right? So let them do the tilling for you. Dandelions, for example, have long tap roots, and they go right into the ground. They help create channels. Those roots, once they decay, you've got channels for soil and, for water and oxygen to move throughout your soil, okay? And the root exudates that they release into the soil through photosynthesis, they are feeding soil microbiology, and the soil microbiology, they're going to be feeding the plants that are surrounding the plant, okay? So folks, really, I mean, think twice. It's time we really start thinking, and many people are already thinking this way, what I'm about to say. It's time we really start thinking about being different. Having a lawn, a sprawling lawn of just one monocrop, one type of grass, which might not even be indigenous or whatever, or native, that's stupid. You're not getting anything out of it. You're not helping nature, okay? Or very little, much less than if you just let things grow wild. Please check out my previous video, Let It Go, Let It Grow, or Let It Grow. I discuss really one of the best ways to heal nature is to be hands-off. Do nothing, okay? Do absolutely nothing. I can walk around our property in my form of lazy landscaping. What I do is I just let things pop up, like this beautiful tree right here, okay? If I want to get rid of it, because trees, you don't want too many of them too close to your home, there's different reasons, whatever, I simply cut it down. But for now, I'm gonna let this beautiful tree grow, just like this one over here. They just popped up and they're serving a purpose. Another benefit of letting things just grow wild is preventing soil erosion. Soil erosion is a really big problem around the world. Here in the Midwest, the topsoil used to be multiple feet deep, I believe. And through tilling and tilling and tilling and tilling, it's been blown away. Roots in the ground help prevent soil erosion. Now, folks, you might be thinking, well, Colin, I'm here to grow some food and this. What I'm saying, these regenerative practices, these responsible practices that are good for the environment, good for ecosystems, they're also good for food production. If you have healthier soil microbiology, well, guess what? You're going to have more bioavailable nutrients for the plants you do grow. Okay, you ever notice how when you plant something and it's surrounded by like weeds or grasses, whatever, sometimes those are the plants that just thrive the most? Well, the soil around it's covered, so it's a living mulch. The plants around them are releasing those root exudates, okay, and helping the soil microbiology and the plants around them thrive, okay? And you're building up your topsoil in an upward manner. Folks, it's a no-brainer. I understand no-till is difficult in some soils. If you have extremely rocky clay, extremely dense clay, then yes, no-till, it's tough. It's tough. It takes years, 1 or 2 years before you'll really start to see a difference in most practices, unless you're adding lots of soil microbiology and lots of organic matter. In most situations, 1 or 2 years, you'll start to notice some benefits. And then it's 3, 4, 5 years and after, you'll notice your clay is becoming loamy and full of organic matter and draining well, all right? But what are you in for? Are you in for 1 good year of gardening? Or are you in for, well, 1 or 2 years of okay or good gardening and then many years of great gardening after? You make the choice. Think ahead. Hindsight's 20/20. I don't want you folks to look back and think, well, I should have left the soil alone, okay? Think ahead, think responsibly. And again, there's so many benefits to your family, so many benefits to yourself. Our food is nutritionally devoid nowadays, or very low in the nutrients. That's because we've destroyed soils. And if you want better soil, if you want healthier plants, healthier food that you're going to feed your family and you're going to eat yourselves, well, guess what? That starts with better soil, okay? Feed the soil, not the plants. Feed the plants as well, but really focus on soil development and helping the soil microbiology. Help your pollinators. Also, another benefit of leaving things alone is when you have monocrop, when you have a single grass or just one single food crop growing, well, then the pests can take over much more easily than something that's diverse. The different cells from the volatile oils, the compounds in these, the smells, they deter certain pests. They get confused. They don't know. They can't just go into one area and demolish an area full of the same crop. If the plants are spread out with diversity, then it's much more difficult for them, much more likely that they will take over, okay? Because there's not a lot of food in one place, all right? There are so many benefits. Please consider gardening differently, landscaping differently. Even if you're not into gardening, landscaping. Our property is absolutely beautiful. And that includes all these beautiful weeds that serve a purpose. When the weeds move in, then in no particular order, you're gonna have weeds moving in, you're gonna have grasses moving in, then you're gonna have like shrubs and bushes, and then trees, okay? Trees pop up everywhere. How are we getting more trees on our property? By doing nothing. By being lazy and leaving it alone. Not really lazy, on purpose we're doing it. But that's the way to do it. And nature is going to put trees exactly where they should be. Now, sure, around your home, you want to have a fire break, so you want to mow and manicure around your home so that if there's ever a fire, that it doesn't have as much organic matter to burn, okay? So there's that. But besides that, please, if you're not doing anything in particular with your property, let it grow wild. And you will be really, really happy in the years to come. And you'll feel good about being responsible. And if you're spraying chemicals, please stop. You're not just hurting your family, you're not just hurting yourself, you're hurting everyone else around you, directly and also indirectly, okay? Folks, I just wanted to share this with you. I really hope that if you're using toxic growing practices, toxic landscaping practices, and if you're tilling all the time, then I hope you stop. I understand that tilling has a purpose. In certain places where the soil is absolutely horrible or super thick clay, it might be good to do maybe once or twice. And I'm not going to get into why I think that in this video too much. One of the reasons is you'll be surprised what you find in the ground. Don't expect that the previous owners of your property took good care of it, because they might not have. You might find 2-liter plastic bottles and glass and styrofoam buried, whatever. So sometimes tilling is good to uncover any bad things in the soil and get them out. And sometimes to initially break up, you'll lose the microbiology for a short period of time, but then that could rebuild and they'll come back. The mycelia, the fungi, all of that stuff, they'll come back. But a maximum of tilling 1 or 2 times maximum. And for those of you who say no till always, yeah, that's fine. But some people don't have, they don't want to wait 3, 4, or 5 years to produce a good crop and improve their soil. And that's only in certain circumstances. I'm not going to get into that too much, but it's not about judging. It's about encouraging and educating folks. I really want you to do better. I really want you to do better. Our sons can play on this property and not be worried. We're not worried about them, like, topically through their skin, okay? Or if they happen to eat something, I hope they don't, but if they happen to eat something, and also through skin contact, I don't have to worry about them getting exposed to harmful toxins, cancer-causing agents, whatever, all right? I hope you're all well. Please, if you found this to be thought-provoking, if you learned something, or a combination of those two, please subscribe, show our small channel some support. We would really appreciate it. And I hope you folks take care.